Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Not So Late Night live stream show with your hosts, Jimmy Degenerate and special guest host, Matt from the Night Owl. And now, please welcome Jimmy Degenerate and special guest host, Matt from the Night Owl.
Woo! Woo! Ow! Ow!
Huzzah!
I know, he does it a little long, right? A little too long.
I think it goes the perfect amount. Perfect amount. We love it.
Love everyone.
So Ian is away at Ghost Watch again. He's losing more of his soul. Who will talk about it, I believe, next week. Maybe he might be gone for a couple of weeks. Who knows? But in his place, we got Matt. Y'all remember Matt? All four of you.
Woo!
Thank God Ian's got enough soul left to give, right?
We could sacrifice Matthew for the meantime.
I'm the one that needs to be sacrificed. That's it.
So, how was your week? Anything new?
New and exciting. I just got back from the Bluegrass State, right?
Yeah.
And good old Kentucky.
How was that?
It was Kentucky. It was fun.
Did you drink a lot of bourbon?
I did not, but I was interesting enough. I was down by Bourbon Row, down through there, but more in the back country, out in the boonies. So a lot of green, a lot of. I did not hear necessarily any fiddles or banjos, but it was out there.
You can see it rustling in the brush.
Yeah.
I always refuse to go with him when he goes over there.
So, you guys did your show before we did ours, or currently am doing ours. What did you guys talk about tonight? Well, how did your show go?
I thought it went well. Here we are. It's Pride Month, and that was kind of one of our themes, topics. We had a couple of those, both positive and then kind of ruffle the feathers type story.
Fair enough.
So, we'll probably keep that going throughout the month like we have in the past. But thanks for asking, and excited to be here.
Yeah. I really love Pride Parade, and I really love market days. Remember one fantastic market days, I was tripping on shrooms and listening to 80s cover bands while a gay man who was obviously way too wasted came up and brushed my face and told me he wanted to marry me. And it was literally one of the happiest things I could have ever felt while I was tripping hard.
What a great time to get proposed to.
Oh yeah, it was so
Yeah.
good. And I think I also had like a virgin pina colada too.
You're like, but I'm a virgin.
Yes, Magic Man.
So, anyways, what's next? What do we got going on? Nate, I love your shirt.
Thanks, man. It's my favorite band, Chemical Envy.
Yeah. We Chemical Envy and Darvaza both shared you as well.
Excuse me?
I would say that Tom and
Kinky.
I are Eskimo brothers because we have both shared Nate.
Oh.
I'll laugh at that.
Elaborate.
Amazing.
Oh, amazing.
Nate is from Indianapolis, and he was in the band Chemical Envy, which is the band we had just played, playing their single off of their album Sleepover.
Sleepover.
Rock
Correct,
on.
which we will talk about in a little bit. And then Nate moved up here for school, where I just hounded him for months upon months just to play metal. And he was like, I don't like metal. I like alternative. And I'm like, just play some metal, bro. And he was just not about it. One day he came to practice and he was like, I had a lot of fun. And now he's like really into power metal.
That's what happens.
That is what happens.
That's what happens. You got bit by the metal bug.
Yeah, it happens once you get a taste.
Yeah. Very nice.
That's how Tom and I have shared. So, do you have any Reddit questions for us?
Oh, it's already that time, do you?
Why not?
All right. Here's a Reddit question in the subreddit "Too Afraid to Ask" from the user named Lonely Airport 8833. How do I shop for groceries?
I mean,
That's the question. That they're
How do
too
I-
afraid to ask.
with
Not high.
I mean, yeah, never.
Don't do it higher
definitely
if you're
never
hungry
go grocery
or
shopping.
hungry.
Never go on an empty stomach. Either.
Yeah.
And always have a list. Have a list.
There you go.
And make sure you bring a pen so you can mark shit off that list so you don't go and grab the same item again.
Words to live by right there. Yes, that's how you grocery shop.
Oh, also accommodate your list to
And-
what cart you get.
And always go clockwise. No, counterclockwise. No, I don't know.
I usually try to start by the deli, fruits and veggies, and like end by the dairy.
That's how grocery stores are set up.
Well, then it's efficient, isn't it?
Yes. That's how it's set up, and that's the way that they want you to navigate or traverse through the store. Somebody who used to work for Dominic's.
Oh, Dominic's. R.I.P., right?
R.I.P. Long gone.
Yeah,
Honestly,
Matthew used to work for them, right? Or used to
Oh,
work
yes.
Safeway. Safeway used to work for Safeway.
I'm not
When he
gonna
was
lie. I like Mario's so much better.
Yeah.
That was back in your health inspecting days.
Yeah.
He's higher up now.
But there is a science
Two
to it.
separate
Yeah,
from
no,
that.
that
That
is
makes
how they
sense.
wish. That is how they wish you to traverse through their stores. Yes, don't start in pharmacy.
Oh, why can't you get your drugs first? Then you hit. I mean, I think we've all shopped stoned or like at least hungry.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we just make the worst decisions,
Absolutely.
or drunk,
You
which
just
is
get a
worse
bunch
too.
of snacks snacks.
Yeah.
And then you get home and you're like, I don't have any food.
I have
Or
nothing
you
to
get
cook.
all food, and then you get home and you're like, I didn't
No,
get
any
any
snacks.
snacks.
Yeah, it's really not. You have to have a good balance.
You're
You
like,
have to
cool, I
have a good
just
balance.
froze everything.
Yeah. That's why, like, it's nice to get those, like, just don't be afraid to get the TV dinners. Like, get those, or just like frozen mozzarella sticks or frozen something that has a meal.
You know what
But-
I just started doing actually, and this is definitely economical with rising prices of fucking everything right now. I used to like once a month drop like $100 on ribeyes and New York strips, and I would freeze them, and every like few weeks I would eat one. But this time I really bought this beef sirloin roast for like $20 fucking instead of paying like $9 to $13 each, and I got 6-inch fucking sirloin steaks out of it.
Oh, nice! You cut that yourself, then,
Yeah,
huh?
just absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
and, yeah. It was absolutely. I was just like, oh my god, this is like $20, and I was just like, I'm just gonna cut it. I'm just gonna go home.
DIY. DIY. Yeah.
So just like, yeah, if you're hurting right now, Mariana's also doing 2 for $5 milks. They're good till like the 20th,
Stock up on dairy.
right?
Mm.
Dairy's expensive.
Can you pass me those?
Well, the
That's
beer
for
and the
Tom.
scotch.
It's for your guest. I think he left it.
That son of a bitch.
Is that yours? That's yours,
No,
right, Matt?
no, it's probably Tom's.
It's all mine.
It's probably Tom's,
It's
yeah.
all
It's
in.
all
Oh,
Tom's.
boy.
We'll take this moment to ask another question.
Yeah.
This one is from the Ask Men subreddit. So, gentlemen, this is toward you.
Oh, ask men.
Yes. This is from user Jack Hoffa. Interesting. I think we found him, team.
Love it.
Jack Hoffa asks, what's the biggest lie you were taught in schools? This is not really a
It's
Ask
not really-
Men
yeah, it's not
question.
really
Very sexist, Mr. Hoffa.
What did you say?
You know what? You know what?
What's the biggest lie you were taught in school?
Oh, everything.
The biggest lie
History
that I
books?
was taught in school
Yes.
is at my high school, like older people would always just be like, don't get a CDL, don't become a trucker. And my high school actually offered CDL training and it had its own rig. And like, but yeah, everyone's just like, don't do it because by the time you're blah 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 blah, it's all gonna be automated. And now we're living in a state right now where it has not only has it not been automated, but so few people have become truck drivers that we desperately need truck
We
drivers.
are a serious truck driver shortage right now. Hundreds of thousands of drivers.
And like no joke in high school, they were just like, don't do it, don't get your CDL. There's no point. It'll be automated by the time you're blah 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 blah. And like all the automated trucks are like failing where they're not really being used at all. And we just have a huge supply chain shortage.
Oh, and they're right now suing Tesla. A few places are suing them for their automated vehicles because they've been in a number of car crashes, including a few fatalities. So
Yeah.
we're
Matt, same question. What's the biggest lie you were taught in school?
I was thinking something funny like step on a crack, break your mother's back.
That is something
that's
that
applicable.
That
they
did not
teach you that
happen.
first grade through ninth
That
grade.
did
Yes.
not happen as many times as we attempted to do that. No, what? Yeah. That I would need more math. I mean, honestly, I went to a high school where my old man was my math teacher, and he convinced me that I needed to continue on. Why was it? Probably it was Trig senior year. I didn't do anything beyond basic math.
Yeah, that's kind of how I
in
feel.
life. Yeah.
that is actually I wholeheartedly agree with that statement.
I mean, there are definitely those that need that. It was not me.
You heard it here first. Don't do math beyond basic math. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Maybe time for one more question. Maybe
We
one
got
more
plenty
time
of
for one
time.
more question.
How deep into the episode are we?
Oh, nobody knows.
Barely. It's barely a clock.
Ankle, knee, knuckle.
Well, let's find a good one.
Find a really good one. Find a game changer, Nate.
Game changer one.
Well, this is Reddit. Come on, man. You can't ask for some.
Reddit can be game changers. You never know.
Yeah.
People
Voted
like
green
people's
light.
lives have been saved from Reddit, man.
Yeah,
It's a
Reddit
big
life
deal.
saving.
It is, yeah.
Support.
There's a lots of stuff we read that we're like, oh, they need some advice.
All right.
Nothing is above the pay grade.
Here's a light-hearted one for the gamers in the house. If life was a video game, what would be your most recent trophy / achievement? If life were a video game, what would be your most recent trophy / achievement?
No, well, I mean, my job has a level system to get closer to certain promotions, and I just recently completed one of those.
There you go.
So I would say like I probably would have gotten a gold star, and you would hear black level unlocked.
Nice.
I'd say mine is more of a failure. I mean, driving today, like I told Megan here, do you not hear those chimes on the game I'm currently playing? Anytime you hear these little chimes, it means you are by a collectible. We failed to go over and find that collectible. Yeah.
There are
Chimes. I was shaking.
Well, then I also
too.
said, Matthew, we're taking a walk and we're in reality right now. So when we
There was
play
a collectible over there.
when we play Assassins too much, we start seeing like rooftops that we're like, oh wait, we could totally scale that
I'm bad
rooftop.
with COD.
Like, just take all the money.
Assassin's Creed.
I see too many things.
I don't think we played the England one or
We've
whatever.
not gone
Yeah.
back yet.
So-
We
Yeah,
played it. We
Syndicate's
played all
awesome.
the Syndicate. Yeah.
Those are the best.
I
Yeah.
honestly, all right. So I kind of got disappointed when they started doing Origins and they kept going
Yeah.
back.
The style.
And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like tapped out. But I really wish they would have continued forward. Not
From
like,
there.
yeah, because I thought it would be fucking sweet, right? If they had done like a World War One,
I know, that's what I told Matt. I told you that.
and you could do like trench, like excavating
Yeah.
and stuff, and then on top of that,
It'd be like you're a soldier, but like you
since-
could also get like monsters in there too. Like
And,
make it
s-
magical.
I don't know, since like
Yeah.
No Man's Land existed, they could like instigate a crawl function.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So like instead of like you'd be like, all right, cool. So there's not too much structures. You can hit a couple of towns because it's Assassin's Creed, but it's like if you want to get across No Man's Land,
You have
you
to
can
crawl.
like cover
yeah.
yourself with dirt and add a crawl function, add
Like Rambo.
a new engine of stealth to the game.
They
And
should
then, I
also
mean-
make it like they have to add like a magic or spiritual aspect because all of them have some sort of like
Well, of course, they have all that stuff.
otherworldly thing, you
Well,
know.
the cool thing is like they're always finding like these secret fragments and shit. And
Yeah.
since like trench warfare was a thing, and they would dig miles underground, they
Yeah.
incorporated them finding them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they could be like artifacts or like
exactly,
something
and
cool.
it
Yeah,
could literally still just.
but
be
how would you?
Assassins
You'd
and
have to have it
Templars.
connect though, because you'd have to have it connect because the last three all connect,
No,
right?
this would be before if those three didn't. If they
Yeah.
couldn't
Like
put it-
Origins and
This
then
would
the
be like
Spartan.
post syndicates.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it would be like a
so
little
more
bit further into
modern,
the future,
more modern,
yes.
yeah.
And like it'd be cool because you would still have like underdeveloped like handguns.
Yeah,
You
they
still
do that with
have,
The
like,
Last of Us too.
you
I
know,
think.
and you would still have like the old school like killing ways. And because in general during World War II, when trench warfare really worked in, they would try and dig into each other's tunnels or dig out
Interesting.
more, and they would literally collapse into each other's like tunnels, and there'd be hand-to-hand combat
Oh my
in
God.
trenches in World War One. And
How
shit. Like,
dumb were they though? How'd they not know that there was another one?
it was all brand new. Bro.
Oh my
Digging into
gosh.
the ground and all that stuff. So I mean, you could also do that. You could break into other trenches. The largest non-atomic man-made explosion ever occurred in World War One, and they made a whole film about it. And it's just so sweet.
That would be
Just
kind of cool if they started
Ubisoft.
with that. And then, like I said, they had some sort of like magic aspect to it where like maybe the conspiracies of that day are like true, you know? Because like I think there was one where like we meet Cleopatra in one of them, right? And like we were like she knows us, or like even that movie they show the Last Kingdom, they're like helping all these like real things happen, but like they're just in the background. It's like, okay, maybe Uhtred was a real person. I don't know. Like maybe assassins was a real thing. I don't know. But I mean, I would think that the visuals would still be just as cool. Because that's why I like the game. The visuals are always like
yeah, absolutely.
they're always
beautiful.
good.
Anyways, so I'm saying we should bring out our first guest. And our first and only guest tonight is Tom from Chemical Envy. Don't we have the thing?
Yes.
There it is.
Hey.
I'm holding several drinks. I'm sorry.
Son of a bitch.
Like, say hi. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you for having me.
Yeah.
Still going.
Yeah.
Right.
Top
We
on
have
down.
excellence. Rated the bar.
So, Tom, it has been a long time
It's been a long time,
since
hasn't it?
we've hung out.
Yeah. What you been up to?
Oh my God, a series of things.
Series of- Mishaps and whatnot.
Yeah, like candy flipping at punk festivals, and
I hear candy flipping is really good for calming you down.
Yeah, no, it's great.
So the boys have told me.
In and out of
Weird that you brought that up, quite honestly.
Yeah.
In and out of genres, changing professions, working towards management and salary.
Excellent.
Um,
And hosting your own show.
yeah, that
I
too.
mean, that's top of the mountain.
Yeah, right. I'm actually considering getting back into stand-up comedy. I think I'm gonna head open mic on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah,
You should let me open for you sometimes.
yeah, you should.
Some people say I'm kind of a cut up.
Oh well, we should totally do that. I'll be down.
I'll hold you to that.
So what has been going on in your life in the past? Who the fuck knows how long?
It's
It's at
since
least
1986 when we last saw each other.
I feel like it's been a decade at least.
It's possibly.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, man. That's the sign. And when it comes to calling, you can't turn down the charges. So that's about it.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Now, I've got a question. It's how we start every interview. What do you love most about Nicolas Cage?
Are you kidding me? Those eyes, man.
Those eyes?
Oh man, captivating.
Oh. I'll agree with that, honestly. He is very mesmerizing, almost hypnotic.
I almost just thinking of him almost turned into Nicolas Cage while I was doing it. Like this.
you
Eyes.
you channeled your inner Cage.
I would like
Your
to
inner
think we all
cage.
have a little inner cage.
Oh.
I think I remember saying something like that. He's so relatable. Like
Have you
his
guys
movies
seen
are
the
relatable.
new Nicolas Cage movie that's about Nicolas Cage?
No, I want to though.
Is that like being John Malkovich? Like the
It
same
kinda
thing?
is. He plays like a fictional version of himself, and he goes and hooks up with this like drug kingpin, and it's amazing.
What's the one with the
it's as
pig?
amazing as I just made it sound.
There's one with a pig or something where he like
It's
someone
called
kills.
I think it's called.
Yeah, he
called
kills
Pig.
his pig, or the pig dies.
His truffle pig gets
Sorry.
kidnapped, and he goes around beating people to death.
I thought it was like John Wick or something with the
So
pig.
it's
You
That is the
know?
plot of that.
It's like
John
John
Wick.
Wick, yeah.
John Wick.
Yeah.
It is John
Cage.
Wick. Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
think of that.
That would be actually
John
cool if
Wick
they
with
had
the
John
pig.
Wick.
It just takes place in the same universe, just like
Yeah.
Bob
They
Odenkirk.
should team up, really.
It's the same universe.
They're just expanding that universe.
Did someone hurt your pet? You can seek revenge.
Damn right.
All right.
I
So
hire assassins.
tell us about chemical envy. What is chemical
What
envy?
is chemical envy? Well, it basically consists of some people that are a little not quite right in the head making rock and roll.
All right.
And I like to think that's a good thing.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And it's been going on for however long it's been going on, and yeah, it's my bread and butter, man.
That's what's up, man.
We got an album that just came out last year.
That's pretty good. Now tell us about the single we just heard. So we opened our show with your single, and I only got to hear it from the other room. From what I heard, it sounded pretty gnarly.
Really?
We even shared the video too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no,
right.
I was watching it
Yeah.
while I was out there.
Oh, good,
And
okay,
I liked
cool.
how you went
Yeah,
from our logo
Yeah.
to like where you could find it.
Yeah.
send
That
the
video
Oh, yeah.
in
They
my
have to see it. The
basement.
visuals were
I transformed
cool.
My basement into the video, and yeah, it's Brain Confetti is the name of the song.
That's
And,
fantastic.
yeah, it's a goodie, man. It gets the heart's pumping.
I think it was a pretty rocking song.
I appreciate that.
Now, how did being born on a bathroom floor
Mhm.
shape you as a whole?
Well, when you're born on a bathroom floor, you kind of feel like, you missed the pot. But I think I've recovered, and I think I'm worthy to crawl back in. But yeah, that is actually true about me. I was born at home on a bathroom floor. So yeah, I'd like to think
Not on the linoleum.
it's tile.
It's
Tile.
It's a little softer. It's a little
Polka
softer.
dotted
Yeah.
tile, I believe.
That's fucking awesome.
Hexagon,
very cold,
square,
as I recall.
I can imagine it
very
being
cold.
cold.
You're like, I was
Slippery.
literally born into
Slippery
a
and
cold
cold.
world. The world
But,
was
yeah,
cold.
however long it took for the ambulance to come, that was how long.
Your mom's like, you
my
know
mom
what,
was in bed
kid?
with was like 10 minutes. So I guess what that would
She's
mean
like,
is
"I'm
I
doing
was
it
just
now."
like fucking waiting to get out, man. Like there was no like.
You're like,
8
bro,
hours
I got
labor.
places
I'm like,
to be.
I'm coming.
I'm
My
done
mom's
paying
like,
rent.
Shit, we can't even get to the hospital, you know?
You're better off, honestly. Hospitals suck.
Right?
You were close to home, like literally, so you're good. Honestly, you had it.
And I
pretty
used to get
good.
so mad at there's a friend, old friend of mine named Alec, friend Nate's over there as well. He used to come and stink up that bathroom, and I get so mad. I'm like, dude, that is like a holy place for me. Like,
You let people use the bathroom? I'd be like that'd be like a museum after
I mean, it's my
that.
parents' bathroom.
Oh.
What are you gonna do?
Or as you would call it, home.
Home. Safe
Alex
place.
would disrespect
My
you like
mom
that.
would sometimes find me in there passed out when I was like in high school, and I would always claim, you know, I was like, well, I was just going back to my birthplace, but really I was just drunk and fucking passed out.
You're just always in touch with your
But
roots,
it's still the
bro.
vibe's still there.
That's a good
The energy,
excuse, right?
the energy's still there, though. You feel safe
I
there.
feel-
That's
I
good.
feel like-
Now, in a recent surveyed interview with you, when asked what inspired you to choose music, you've been quoted saying, "It seems sexier than gardening." Now let's break down that statement of genius and the points of the sexiness of both, and what allured you to go from mounting the gardening leg to mounting the rock star leg.
Well, first off, my friend, I feel that was taken out of context, that quote. Because gardeners, I mean, they're literally the salt of the earth.
We're talking about the sex of the earth.
That we are.
Sex salt.
Sex salts. I hear
Nice.
what you're saying.
New single.
Sex salt, yeah.
Confetti, you got your sex,
Sex
salts.
salt, yeah.
Throw them all into a pile and Merry Christmas. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not much of a gardener. Most of my plants have died. So yeah, rock and roll is easier for me, I would say. It hasn't died yet. Is rock dead?
I don't think it's dead, but I feel like it'll die by the time we do.
That's all right.
No,
It'll
never,
fizzle
right?
out.
Never.
It should go with us, right?
I feel like it kind of should.
Yeah.
As music progresses, I mean, I honestly can't
Take that, future generations. You don't get it.
I honestly can't even imagine what music will sound like in like 40, 50, 60 years. I bet there'll still be something of what we recognize, but I feel like it's going to get crazier.
There's that episode of American Dad where Stan from the future comes back and he's like, he talks in a Mexican accent. He's like, and all we listen to is Japanese, like Bitcoin music. I think that's what's going to happen. The Japanese will rule us all.
I feel like China will totally get to rule us.
I know. See, Japan's sneakier.
Yeah, I think it's really funny that like
Small.
more that China becomes a superpower and more the U.S. clings on to trying to be the superpower. We're kind of setting up for like Operation Anchorage from Fallout 3's DLC,
I was
where
just about to say that.
where like China and U.S. are just gonna go at it, and eventually it's just gonna be like, you know, a wasteland.
That sounds fair.
I've always secretly wanted Canada just to like invade somebody.
That would be kind of cool. They kind of need their day in court.
No one
right?
would see it. Like you know, no one would see it. No one would expect it. I feel like they would move super fast, and I feel like it'd be very polite.
It'd be fine, except that exchange rate would fucking kill us.
Fair enough.
Red Dawn 2, Canada Attack.
Oh my God, Red Dawn's such a great movie.
I knew you were gonna say that one.
Everybody in that movie became a giant star.
Everyone
Every
in that
single
movie,
one.
yeah, absolutely.
Charlie Sheen.
The remake
Can
of
we
that
talk about
film,
C. Thomas Howell, please?
We can. Absolutely. Take it away.
Soul Man, the most underrated movie. That is
I
terrible.
agree with that.
Oh no.
Has everybody here seen Soul Man?
I know it's up there with the Ghost Dad.
Yeah.
and stuff, you know.
Ghost Dad. Oh yeah. Man,
Yeah.
that was a good one.
Matthew's like, this is like his time. Honestly, I think it's great that you're here, Tom, because Matt's just gonna be like all giddy now because we're talking about music the whole time.
Oh yeah, Joe.
He's got
we-
so
we
many
can go
band
round,
shirts.
yeah.
I
He's
feel
got so many
here,
band shirts at
this
home.
might
It's like,
deserve a sequel.
like, this
You
is
know,
the
you
only
may
night-
have to
that's the
Kill
only night
Bill
where you're
this
wearing a White
motherfucker
Sox
in
shirt.
2 bucks.
Always
fine.
welcome to come back to the show.
So I'm not leaving.
I mean,
I brought all my stuff. Like, you know,
That was
the
the
only thing that I
intention.
own.
So what you're saying is you've moved
and
here
my Lexus.
Indefinitely.
to make the Cronenberg that will be Chemical White
Yeah.
Stains our combined supergroup.
Yes.
And sex
Now,
salts.
you probably have to explain that to your viewers.
I guess I will.
Chemical
So-
White Stains is.
So since Chemical Envy and my band Alistair's White Stains had shared Nate.
Who's Nate?
Nate is our producer and both of our bassists.
Oh, hey.
You could go over there.
No.
Okay.
Deep fakes.
It's a good shirt you're wearing, Nate.
Yeah,
Thanks, baby.
Chemical Envy sure.
I got it for free.
But
On sale now.
But we talked about combining and becoming a super group known as Chemical White Stains.
Chemical white stains.
That just sounds like a thing.
It really does. It does.
Yeah.
And I feel like first album. First
like
album
bleach
is just like a pile of laundry
Yeah.
with like bleach poured on it,
Everywhere,
and
yeah.
like you just see like the color change and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
Man,
called Mom Fuck
My
Up.
shirt has chemical white stains on
That
it.
would be an amazing album title.
And clearly, one of those singles will have to be Sex Salt.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
The album has almost written itself.
Yeah, pretty much.
We can have a track called that.
Just put a stamp on
We
it.
can have a track called
Give it
Stuck
to
in the
Matt.
Dryer.
Print it.
And then the next one could be like Rock Dies with Us.
Yeah.
That's more of a ballad. You can
And it
make
could
that
be
a
a bunch of
ballad.
tie-dye
That
shirts.
just sounds-
Yeah, yeah.
But-
It's like your emo
Yeah.
track, like a little more emotional. Like
Well, no,
okay.
it's just like Die, but like
Yeah.
D-Y-E.
No, Dies with Us. I like that.
Rock Dies
Yeah,
with
because you
Us.
have chemical white stains, dyes. Yeah,
No,
That's kinda-
absolutely.
keep
The
the
possibilities
theme.
are endless.
Keep the theme.
You know what? You're in luck, Tom. You may have brought all your possessions, but the apartment across the hall from me just became vacant. It's a one bedroom for $800, sir.
$800.
I mean, I
And
would.
my
live
That's
there.
how
landlord-
much I spend on conditioner.
Oh Jesus!
I was hoping you would say
Wow.
that's how much I spend in rent.
Dude, that's
Now,
a,
numbers
that's
add
a
up.
Conditioner.
If you won't, me and Matthew will. That sounds like a steal right
These
there. We
presents
paying
yeah.
like
very expensive.
we paying $10.49 for a wire
Do you,
web
wanna, do, you, do
bedroom.
you guys want to look at it? She literally
No.
asked me today. She's like, "Hey, do you know anyone?"
I do know people though. I do know people that I could send here for sure.
You ever want to move the band? to
I have some
Chicago?
single
We can
friends that
become
definitely
Chemical
need-
White Stains.
All right. I'll let the boys know.
What are you missing?
We're,
Do you need
we're
a-
going to the Windy City, boys.
Do you need a six-string bassist?
Always.
We have an extra
I'll
amp
be
at
the
home.
man.
We have
need
an
a
extra amp.
glockenspiel player is what we really need.
I think we have guitars
You know,
and an amp that we can let you have.
There is a Hooters
missing a
song
string.
that I enjoy that has a glockenspiel solo.
Oh.
Those of you who don't know who the Hooters are, they're an 80s pop rock band called the Hooters. And the song is called All You Zombies. And there's a
All You
glockenspiel solo,
Zombies?
and it's amazing.
Interesting. Oh, they look pretty interesting.
Pop it up for our viewers. Show our viewers who the
Okay, let me
Hooters
show. Let me see it.
There's
Let
a
me
bunch of
share it.
geriatrics.
are.
Can't trust them.
It's not bad. It's just that's what they look like.
Oh wait,
It is the
it's this
That's actually a
one.
better name for
It
a
was
band
the
than
80s.
Hold
Geriatrics.
on, let me find it.
Oh, the 80s, fueled by decadence and cocaine and just the drive to steal as much money as possible.
Hey, some cool things came out of the 80s.
Some great things came out of the
There you go.
80s. A decade of coke.
This guy.
I'm sharing the picture. It's of them, their current
Oh, all this
them,
came-
and they're older.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely older.
Yeah,
But
it's
their
like
music
it has
is
like it has like the
ageless.
banner. Yeah, I mean they look different from when they were younger, as they all do, right? But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like pretty cool album cover though.
So we heard your single at the start of the show.
Yes, brain confetti.
Brain Confetti is on your new album, Sleepover. Let's talk about Sleepover. Talk about tracks, talk about inspiration, talk about context. Is it a concept album? Is it sporadic?
The concept for the whole sleepover thing and the art, which you'll see when you download it or on the physical copy. We actually got we did a photo shoot. We had one of ours who's a professional photographer come in, and we went to a friend's house that, and you'll notice in the art, it's just like all sorts of. I mean, just talking 80s. It's like 80s like TV. I mean, a lot of people think it looks like something out of like Stranger Things, you know, kind of like
Okay.
motif and stuff like
It's
that.
got that retro.
And a lot of people
feel.
thought like
Oh,
we
come on,
put
man.
this together. No, that's just how my friends live. Like we're just like they have the coolest house ever. It's like you went into a time warp and so we did a photo shoot down there with them, and our bassist's wife, Jen, who plays with us sometimes. She actually was a nanny to a couple of kids and stuff like that. So we basically just borrowed these kids that she looked after and made them sit still. And which is funny is because she had to be there to wrangle them because I wouldn't have known what to do. Like every time we're like hold still, you couldn't get them to hold still for
That
like
sounds like
10
kids.
seconds, you know. And I don't know anything about kids, so you know, like she dealt with it a lot better. But so that's sort of the concept, sort of just like, you know, sleepovers when you were a kid, you know, like growing up in like the 90s and, you know, stuff like that. Just sort of that whole atmosphere. The songs themselves, I like to think that all our songs have their own sort of theme. Like I really don't like when you see us play live or for the album, I don't want one song to sound like the one before it.
I got you.
I mean, you can call it all rock and roll, you know, and stuff like that, or whatever, you know, you want label you want to put on it, but like foreseeably different, you know. It's just like not like a that's
I mean, I absolutely agree with that. I know what you're saying because when I write music, regardless if I use the same keys or not, the rhythms are different. Where I start are different, or how I like bridge into other riffs and change like sometimes time signatures and tempos because you just want like it's like maybe these two songs may be an A, but neither of them sound alike. They'll play great back to back.
Yeah, and like the other thing, talking about like the 80s, 90s, like, you know, culture that we, you know, like all grew up on. The songs like For Existence, for example, I mean, the third song off of it is called Start the Reactor. And that
is, do you say Quaid at any point in time?
See, this is why I like you, because you got the reference immediately. For those of you that don't know, the whole song is about the movie Total Recall.
Start the Reactor.
And if you haven't seen Total Recall, see it now. See it now. Not the remake, the Schwarzenegger one. So yeah, so that's pretty much every song is pretty much. I watched a movie really stoned.
I love you so much, Steve. Tom.
Wow.
Tom.
Steve Tom. Tom. Sorry, I don't know why that came
I like
out.
it a lot.
But that's
Steve
kind of
Tom.
what I do is I watch a lot of sci-fi and I write songs about it. And I have a song called "Where Are the Krites," and it's just a summary of the whole first Critters movie.
I like that.
Really?
I like that.
I fucking love that song.
I love that.
It's like one of my favorite songs, and they call
I feel like everyone would love that song.
Yeah,
like that's
no,
just like such a. It's so
it's-
well written.
It's
like,
super poppy and
it's
super
so poppy.
fun,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
There's a song that I actually wrote
It's catchy.
with Nate many years ago in Chicago, actually, at the old little village,
Mhm.
in that little room.
Mhm.
That's actually coincidentally enough, if you rock 6 blocks north and rock
Kedzie?
about 20 blocks west,
Okay.
just like right there. Little village is like a 10-minute drive from here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love the little village. The black hole, was it? The arcade?
Galaxy.
Galaxy
Arcade.
It was
Yeah.
called the black hole, though.
I-
Wasn't it?
Wasn't it like
Did they change the name?
They made
didn't they change
I think
the
they
name?
changed
Maybe
it.
it was the
They
Black
might have
Hole.
changed
one
it.
point.
Yeah.
Do you
You're right,
remember?
you're right.
Do you remember Tall Boys? What is
Keystone
it?
Ice.
Keystone
Keystone
Ice.
Yeah.
99
No, it was
cents.
Do you remember that?
Ice was 99
Do you remember
cents.
seeing
Yeah,
that? I
do
remember seeing that too.
So we would
We
go-
would drink so.
we would always go and grab the pallet. Whatever stack of
Oh,
pallet
my
there was,
goodness.
we would grab those because they were 99-cent Tall Boys. They were like
Yeah.
6.5%.
No one else in those days
Yeah.
probably shotgunned half of them.
Oh, and we would just get trashed.
That's great. I almost forgot.
Tom, you were talking about a song that we wrote in Little Village.
Oh, just going back to the whole movies thing, it was cleverly titled, I thought, Secret of the Booze.
Secret of the Booze.
Which I'm sure some people get that reference. So, for those of you that watch turtle-related movies,
Amazing.
you'll notice my pen today. I'm rocking my turtles. What a better idea could there have been than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? It spells it all out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right there.
It's like they want you to do it.
Yeah, I did it.
So where can people hear this album? Like, where do you have it released?
Right now, the physical release won't be out until later this year, but at the moment, it is available on the Spotify, iTunes, Amazon,
And you can just look up Chemical Envy.
yeah, Chemical Envy
Amazing.
Band. You can contact us there. We had a website. I'm not sure if I paid the bills for it, so it might be.
Hopefully you have. And if you do have a
Social-
But the album
social
is
media
out.
is free.
The album is out. It would be chemicalenvyband.com.
Now, you did mention about part 2ing this episode. You mentioned that your album's name is Sleepover.
Yes.
I want to do a special sleepover episode where we all wear pajamas
Oh my god.
and we play like light as a feather, stiff as a board. And just keep it.
I like that. I know what that
You
is.
be witches?
Keep
You
it as
be
like
witches?
8th grade as possible.
That's
Eat
eighth grade.
snacks
That
and
is
stuff
eighth
like
grade.
that.
Oh man, call some boys and hang up.
But since your album is Sleepover, I thought we could treat it like old school MTV specials, and it can cut to us having a sleepover, 2 singles from your album,
Oh yeah.
and then we can hang out, and then it can cut back to us,
2 thumbs up.
and we could go through your whole album.
Can we even
throughout
do like the
night.
Beavis and Butthead voiceover? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
we can get like super
Technology
high.
available for that?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
In fact, what we can
I'm in.
do is we can set up a
I'm here
couch
all
right
weekend.
here. I've got a silver screen and a projector. We can project the show and film it. We can do a whole mystery.
You can
science
just
theater
do a little like
downstairs.
viewing party.
Oh man.
Just do a viewing party or something.
This is
And it could be a whole sleepover, and we'll center it around sleepover. Talk a little bit about the music. We'll talk about boys we have crushes on. We'll find our parents' liquor cabinets, and we
water it down quite a bit. Quite a bit.
And then So for when we schedule this special episode,
Truth or
I
dare.
will
You have to
for
do
sure
truth or
bring
dare
you
for
that.
sure.
Oh, I love
Truth or dare's or dare and
never have
dare.
I, actually
dare
played Never
dare.
Have I Ever last weekend. That's
Never
how
have I
much
ever.
like
Those are
that.
fun. That's how you find out who your real friends are. Like they're more.
I
It's a
found out
moral
that,
game, right? That's about
me and this
morals.
group did not
Morals of life
mesh well
decisions.
with each other.
Yeah, morals and life decisions. That's what
You
that game
always
is.
Very
had
strong,
ever,
very
and
quick.
nobody else had ever.
So someone was asking about what music's going to be like in the future.
I
What do you-
said
what do you think
Japanese
music's gonna be
Bitcoin.
like? I guess they're asking everyone, all you guys,
Future music.
Future music.
because you guys were just talking about.
What?
You were talking
What
about rock,
was-
you
what
know,
was
rock
that?
going
Wasn't,
away.
do you remember "Look Around You," the episode of Future Music? Oh.
No.
Did you ever watch "Look Around You"?
No.
It was a science show on Adult Swim
He always knows
where
the
they would
weirdest
just do
stuff.
ridiculous
Oh, okay.
experiments.
Now I do remember that.
And they did a whole thing about future music.
Look around you.
So
You know what
Interesting.
the most underrated Adult Swim show of all time is?
Sure, it came out in
12 ounce
2022.
12 Ounce Mouse is amazing. However, I would say the most underrated show on Adult Swim was NTFSDSDSUV.
That's-
Oh, Simon
that is
Pegg
a
is
show.
in this. Simon Pegg is in this.
Yeah.
Look around you. I've never seen that.
Now back to Sleepover
Yes.
and Chemical
Interesting.
Envy.
Yes.
Let's talk about this gig you have coming up.
I think the next one is, I want to say July 9th. We're playing a skate park. This is in Indianapolis.
Okay. We'll give us the address, give us the details, give us all the information
I'll
possible.
have my people call you.
Well, they need to know.
Yeah, we need to know.
I gotta look it up during the commercial break, I guess.
You said you're playing at a skate park?
It is at a skate park.
Skate park.
Major
and-
Taylor?
I don't know.
The only skate park I know in Indy.
I can bring my
Major.
phone.
I can look
It's
it up.
okay. It's okay. Our fact checker's back here.
Yeah, I
Just
got
tell them
it.
what-
Yeah.
See, she's picking it up right
picking it up.
now.
This is why I'm here.
So tell
Just
us.
keep your ears open.
So
in
tell
the
us
town of Indianapolis.
Tell us about this event. Why she's searching for it. It's at a skate park.
It's an all-day event, so there's
So it's kind of like a festival.
Yeah.
So would
Is
you?
it Q skate
it's like your
park?
little-
it is all ages.
It might be Q
so,
skate park.
Okay.
Q
yeah.
skate park.
It's the first time we've been playing, or we'll play it. So I'm board team. I was kind of all about myself.
Well,
But,
it sounds wonderful.
we usually like playing more like gigs where everybody can. There's a place actually in the neighborhood we live in Broad Ripple, which is in Indianapolis, called Black Circle. We play there, and it's great because you can get an outdoor stage, so you can get kids and whole families and
That's
stuff like
awesome.
that, and they can be fucking rocking out, man.
Are you
So,
are you
like,
going to utilize this time to like get B-roll and backstock footage for a music video?
this time?
No, like for this like skate park thing. I mean,
maybe.
yeah, I would say just bring a camera and start filming people doing tricks and shit like
I
that.
mean,
Get footage of you on a
yeah.
stage, and then just take random cuts of you just like playing to your music on different areas. Then just have someone edit it up, cut it together. Next thing you know, you got a Sum 41 Fatlip music video.
There you go. I have a confession to make. This Turtles pin that I was talking about, that's actually a camera. I'm always filming.
It's nice to actually meet Big Brother.
Yeah.
It's good to put a face to the name.
Hey, you wouldn't think it, right?
The more you know.
Now, do our viewers know where this place is? Did you pop it up?
Nothing's really coming
No
up.
one
Trying
knows
to
where
see.
this place is.
All right,
Yeah.
well, fine.
Made up
Because
city.
the Facebook is a year old, so I
Indianapolis
can't
is a
really.
made-up city.
There's
No
nothing
one
made
knows
up.
where it is.
So tell me about Rape and Granny.
It's a made up city.
Excuse me?
It's funny.
What did you say to me? I believe you're referring to a little known band from Indianapolis in circa 2002-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is this deep cut band?
Oh man, there were some scoundrels. Alex Nelson and Colby Tomlin, I think, were the two members of the band.
Mm-hmm.
A two-man band.
Two-man bands.
Ask how many of those dudes still play instruments.
How many of those dudes still play instruments?
0.
How many shows are under their belt?
None. No, Raven Gray did not get too many
It
shows.
was quickly swallowed up by Chemical Envy.
Quickly swallowed up.
Oh.
So there's nothing up. I'm on the website.
Full
There's
band
nothing coming up
format.
yet.
And like a larger
Well, I mean, I
organism.
suppose we played shows if you came to their practices. You know, that would be.
Alec was learning. Mary had a little lamb.
Lamb in the background.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Colby was getting sick.
See, we misunderstood band though, because everybody thought it was the physical act. No, it was the raping granny. She was a grandmother, raped other people, like frat boys and stuff like that. It's very feminist.
So she was a predatorial grandmother.
Yeah. Yeah.
She
There
would
are
have
those
our
out there.
logo. She'd have like a bottle of whiskey and a strap on, and
Oh, so she's
a
also
frat
into
boy
pegging.
on like his knees, like
He's also a pegger.
yeah.
Oh.
She's very cool.
See, now you get it.
I would like to.
I think there should be a reunion.
I feel like you should do a concept album of the rise of the raping granny.
It was also a pun on, at the time there were a lot of rapping grannies in movies, and so it has kind of a double meaning.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I know all about what you're talking about.
about.
Definitely had my fair shares of being taken advantage of by older women.
You heard it here first.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our closing conspiracy theories, and then as the credits play, we're gonna have you do a whole show so that we're not distracting the viewers, and we can hear a couple of tracks. And you can go as long as you please, honestly.
Play a couple.
But before we get into that, let's talk about conspiracy theories. Are there any conspiracy theories that you either buy into or that you've made up yourself that you just fully believe that this is a thing?
I believe in almost every conspiracy theory that I hear. I love it.
Yeah.
Just love it.
All right. Well, let's.
I noticed some literature in the back there. There's some Oliver Stone literature. Very keen to look at that.
Oh, the Untold History of the
Yeah,
United States.
Love that.
Yeah, I bought the book as well as the
Oh,
series.
I watch it to go to sleep at night.
Yeah,
It's one of those things where I think it's gonna put me to sleep, and then I just watch 10 episodes.
yeah, right.
That's like how
So-
you
it's so
are.
interesting. I love this.
If you're quite interested in that, I also have a Vietnam War timeline narrated by Charlton Heston.
I love the Vietnam War.
And it doesn't break it up necessarily from start to finish, but it breaks it up from every aspect of the war, how it progressed through the war. So how special ops originally went to how it ended with special ops, how the bombing campaigns when they started went through how they ended and stuff like that. So it breaks apart very specific topics across the timeline. And it's very accurate.
Sounds great.
Yeah, no, it's really dope.
But I guess if we're going specifically for a conspiracy theory, Kennedy's the big one for me.
Kennedy's the big one.
It's got so many well, actually,
Did you see I have the first edition Warren report?
I did not see that. we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But actually, I've been getting more into the other Kennedy murder. if you know what I mean.
Bobby Kennedy.
That's the one.
Yeah, no, that one's fucked up too.
It's really fucked up.
Like that
Girl in the polka dot dress, and like they think that dude was like
triggered, and he was a fucking he was a CIA fucking
like a sleeper agent,
sleeper cell.
Oh, God.
From MK Ultra
That's
and shit like
crazy.
that.
I don't care if that's
People,
true. That's
I think it's
fucking
true.
awesome.
I mean,
think it's
honestly, I
true.
would buy it too.
Why
So-
wouldn't you have brain fade control?
So
I
what
mean,
blows
come
my mind is like we know so little about MK Ultra. Like we know so little about MK Ultra. Like we think we know stuff about it, and they drugged people and they did social experiments. But when MK Ultra was like became public knowledge because someone had fucked up somewhere, the current head of the CIA had a shredding party. And more than 80-something% of all documents of Operation MK Ultra, including like sub operations, were destroyed. So we only know like a fucking fraction of the shit they were researching.
Wild.
Yeah, absolutely
Wild.
fucking
But they
crazy.
probably know how to access parts of our brain that like a drug would. You know,
Honestly,
if you take acid
I
or
wouldn't-
something.
I would not even be
I
surprised.
mean, you could actually kill people with like radio waves, and like sound waves and
Well,
stuff.
think about that shit. They
So
always say
it's-
that like the KGB does. Like they go into like a cafe where someone's eating, and they have like on the tip of an umbrella like radioactive material, and they stab you in the leg with it. And you're like, you disintegrate like 2 days later.
Yeah, you just fucking die. The same thing.
Or you
with,
become an X-Men.
Also
Or,
with like
yes, it could
The other
either
way
go
around.
Really well or really bad.
Like it could kill you, or you could totally be an X-Men.
Totally.
or like Iceman, how he used to murder people.
Because that's
as soon
how
as
it
he
would be.
had
The Flash
cyanide
would have died if that was the
diluted
case.
in water, and he would just walk by people and and it would simulate
Oh,
a heart attack.
Klinsky, right?
Yeah,
I think about the X-Men character.
Oh,
I was like, what? I missed that issue.
Wasn't there one where like people could walk near like lights and they would like make lights flicker or like electricity like kind of I don't know. There was a movie I watched where there was this,
powder?
yeah, wasn't that? No, wasn't it that? But there were other movies that did that though. There were other movies that did
Why
that.
I find that funny is that's the second time this week.
That movie was really sad.
Really?
That was
Yeah,
a really
that's weird,
sad
isn't it?
movie.
I feel like all right. So do you remember that bracket of the '90s when those weird, feel good films came out? They were like more
He said
artistic
powder
and
like so
conceptual,
easily.
and they were like a story. Like, do you remember Michael with John Travolta,
I do.
where he was the
No.
angel?
Oh wait, I have
Or
seen that one.
Phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phenomenon, and it's just like
Yeah.
these are cool movies, but like movies like this don't come out anymore.
No, they-
Yeah.
Or like Jerry Maguire, like it's a whole movie about like
Well, you
how to
have
be
you
a
have
stepdad,
Sensei. You
like,
have Sensei like that.
I
or
said,
Milk Money. Let's convert a
Milk
prostitute
Money.
into a housewife.
Well, you have Pretty
like,
Woman. I mean, that's
somebody
you know.
was saying that too, because Nicolas Cage has been doing a lot of press for the Nicolas Cage movie,
I don't think I've seen
and
that.
it's great. But they were talking about the movie. If you say Guardian Test, have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't seen
It's
that.
about him. He's a Secret Service agent who's he has to protect the first lady of. She's like a widow of the president. He serves with their life, and so it's
Is that a real thing?
it's a real thing.
Cool. I did not know
And
that.
so it's like this guy. It's not even like a romantic comedy. Obviously, it's just like you would never make a movie about that ever again. It's Nicolas Cage just being like, I hate this old lady, you know, like, but it's really good.
So it's like
I have it on VHS.
it's like
tomorrow,
First
but-
Kid, but we're replacing the
First
kid
Kid.
with an old woman and
Remember that
Sinbad
giant
with Nicolas
spit
Cage.
wad that he
Just
the
smacks him on the whole
kid
side of the
from
face.
Home Improvement. He just like knocks him out of his chair with a spit wad the size of a basketball.
And for some reason, the Land of Funk Julio song is like the main song of the movie, and the bad guy's the dude from Jaws.
Oh my god!
Just the Secret Service who used to beat this kid.
Yeah, my old roommate and I, my friend Isaac, he and I always we get into a thing where we just keep naming 90s PG Disney movies, like live action 90s PG
Like
Disney.
fucking like
First
Disney
Kid,
Channel.
First Kid, and Blank Check.
Do you remember Smart House?
I love Smart
Yeah,
House.
Smart House.
That
is
was the
dope.
girl. That was with the mom from like
Do you remember
what is
What
it?
was it, the 15th year or whatever, where the kid turns into a fucking mermaid? The 16th
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
Do you remember Xenon Girl of the 22nd Century?
yes, dude. I watched all of them.
I
I watched all of
recently
them.
watched
Yeah.
the first and second
Or
one.
Veronica Mars. Veronica Mars was good, but that was like later on though. That was like 2000s. Veronica Mars was good. That was
Remember Cheetah Girls.
Cheetah Girls.
Caesar,
Josie and the
Caesar,
Pussycats was
Josie
good.
and the Pussycats.
That was a band
bro.
one, and like the What was it like? The drop? What was it? It was Lindsay Lohan, but that was like later on too.
Street Sharks.
forgot
I
what that
do
was- that
remember
was.
fucking Street
Have you
Sharks.
seen
Street
that
Sharks.
YouTube video with Vin Diesel and the Street Sharks?
No, I have
Oh
not.
my!
I don't like anything with
That
Vin
sounds
Diesel. I don't think he's a
wonderful.
good
I,
actor.
and my
Or
roommate
artist.
Snowy, he fucking showed me this video. I can't get it out of my head now. He's doing like one of those things for like press junkets, you know, like for XXX,
Okay.
and he's obviously high out of his mind on ecstasy. And it's just the girl that's interviewing. He's just like, "Oh my god, you're so beautiful." And he just keeps like coming after her and shit. It's creepy, but you'll never get it out of your head.
That sounds.
What does that have to do with Street Sharks?
Hilariously.
Oh, because there's
uncomfortable.
another video where he's trying to sell you his collection of Street Sharks, and it goes on for a while. It's like that's what he did before he was a movie star. He tried to sell people Street Sharks.
That was his occupation.
You heard it here first.
He
Vin
was a
Diesel used to
street
sell
shark.
Street
That might have been the
Sharks.
only time that someone's ever done. I mean, that sounds like a
But
one
they're on
done.
YouTube, I guarantee.
Bro, these are like alpha street sharks, bro.
Bro, they're like top
And
notch.
it's like, and
Okay.
he's dressed like a used car salesman. He still has a little bit of hair before he started shaving his head. It's
So-
really weird.
So speaking of rare collectibles, back in the days of Pokemon, I never played the game, but I bought into the fad, so I would collect the cards in a binder. And when I found out there were Team Rocket cards, I bought the alpha Japanese Team Rocket cards. That's specifically all I would buy, and I would just slip them, and I had like a holographic, like Zapdos. All the Pokemon looked evil. They had like white eyes, and all the back settings were like dark and fucking morbid and shit like that. And my cousin ended up stealing those when I went to college.
Thanks, Johnny.
It wasn't Johnny, actually. It was
Oh.
his younger sister, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
And she either like
Sarah.
threw them away or trashed them or fucking sold them or some shit. But I was at my job, which I work at a arcade dining establishment,
All right.
and this dude I'd sold
There's only one of those I can think of.
some. There's a handful of them. There's like I found out there's like 5 or 6, and I'm like, what the hell? I didn't even go to the one before I even worked at it.
Showbiz Pizza.
But anyways, so I'm like, this dude comes in for Pokemon cards. I get him. I see him a few days later. We start talking about Pokemon cards, and then I bring up my Alpha Team Rockets, right? And the game tech overhears me, and he's like, "Bro, those things go for like up to 1,300 for like a booster pack, like unopened nowadays." And I'm like, "What the fuck did you just say?" And he's like, "Yeah, individual cards, holographics go for like a few hundred. It's like a booster fucking thing can go for like as low as like 500." And I'm just like, I have all these cards mint in binders, never played in, like fucking dope ass alpha cards. And I'm like, cool. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks.
Thanks,
I
Sarah.
can't believe the things that I got rid of. I had like all the original Ninja Turtles like action figures. When I turned 18, I threw them all away.
Do you have that empty Sprite can?
Yes,
Do
I
you?
kept that.
Good.
For those of you that don't know, I got a Sprite. It came in like a 6-pack, and it was sealed, you know, like completely with no Sprite in it. And so
It was just an empty
just
can.
an empty can, but sealed.
Sealed.
Like the tab wasn't. So we kept it, and my mom, being my mom, wrote a letter to the Coca-Cola company demanding that they give her a Sprite for it, and they sent her a coupon for a free Sprite.
So that is an actual thing. Working in the bar industry, there were times where I would grab a 12 case of like Bud Light.
Yeah.
And I would bring it up, and I'd be stocking, and I would pull out like some. At one point in time, there was like 3 beers in a box that were just completely empty. They were completely sealed, no drips, no nothing, just absolutely empty. And places will tally that information. I'm
Well, I can
like,
imagine
"Oh,
that
that
happens
beer."
all the time because, like, you know, any factory of that kind that I imagine, I think of that old timey music where it's like, like, and
I just think
they're
of
filling
Laverne and
something in
Shirley.
that, but there's one guy that's like there to like make sure Sprites don't get sealed.
Oh yeah, he's like the one guy who's like
That's his
empty,
whole job.
empty.
And because my mom wrote that letter, he got fired and killed himself.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
he got fired.
True
And
story.
they took him
Damn.
back and executed him in front of the other employees. As an
Either way.
example.
Also a true story.
Wait, which one? Which one? Both sound,
They
both
sound-
sound
yeah,
Well,
terrible.
who does it matter? He
No.
died a horrible death.
What's our time looking like?
We're about an hour.
Oh,
over an hour.
well, you got a hat to throw me?
No, it's right next to you.
Oh, shit. Well, I guess.
Flip it on. There you go.
Thanks, Nate.
Wee.
This has been the Not So Late Night live stream. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, Hobo Joe, TikTok. We're on OnlyFans, Pornhub.com/models/Not So Late Night live stream.
Nice.
Check out our reruns. Check us out. Tune in for our sleepover. We're adding a telephone line at some point for live calling. Tom's going to take us out for credits.
Woo.
And shit's going to get done, bro. Take your guitar. You take over. And they'll put up a logo or Nate will show the cards and all that stuff.
I'm gonna take. Should I take our logo off?
We'll let Nate do the credits and then as he's playing, just do the logo and
Okay.
take it away.
I'll just do one song.
No.
They got to do at least two.
Do I have to kill him?
There's a little production team. These cuts can go for days. Thank you, man, for being our co-host. Ian,
Come
I
on
hope you
over,
come back
Matt.
alive.
All right, baby.
All right. Well, explain some stuff. I thought maybe do a couple of deep cuts.
Ooh, Jesus dog.
Actually, being dropped deep for that one. This is a song called "Drug." It's actually not about drugs. It's about a girl.
Mhm.
She was addicted as any drug I love. Baby, I know you've got to run around. Lately, I know it's just staring me down. 2 years in, but when will we start taking the time to get it right? 'Cause I won't be here for the rest of my life. Say what you wanna say, not listening anyway. It's been good, I hope you know. I just can't breathe no more. We do it all night, but I don't think I'll stay. Give you my love, it don't matter anyway. Hey, I push real hard, I can't see there's more that you need. Summer free and good. You think that feels better than me? Say what you wanna say, not listen anyway. It's been good, I hope you know. I just can't do no more. Oh. Say what you wanna say.
Don't you ever run around.
Ow! One more. All right. All right. Nice. Keep out.
Oh, that played.
Where?
That was amazing, dude.